Afternoon, freaks. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lip and to dive back into that broad scope 2023 prediction series for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or loaded fifth house. We are going to be doing a zodiac wheel spread layout where we look at all the 12 houses and the areas of influence they have over life and giving you quite a comprehensive view of what the next year has in store for you. We'll just go ahead and be doing the shuffling for that layout on camera, bird shuffle on camera. It does mean it's going to take me about 5 minutes to get everything out on the board, but channeled messages often come in while I'm doing that. So do be aware that if you opt to go fast forward when I do present the timestamps after airing, that you may miss something, okay? So, but I'll leave it up to you if you want to tune in. I will provide those timestamps. They'll be pinned in the comments below, so you can just skip ahead to the read if you like, all right? Please keep in mind this is a collective reading. Cross-watcher energy can come in. I'm speaking to a wide variety of people. Flip-flop the energies as you need to. Listen to your intuition as to how the messages are speaking to you. And let's not waste any time. I already got sentience coming in on the energy. Justice, okay? We got some kind of karmic balancing is going to factor in very strongly for you in 2023. Pretty powerful way to start off your reading. I feel like 2023 is going to be all about karma for you, all right? It's very much a reap what you've sown kind of year for you, all right? So let's see what's coming in for you. We're going to start out with you, all right? Where are you going to be at? How will you be presenting yourself in 2023? How are you going to be feeling? Just a general weather pattern, okay? We got a few cards came out there. They kind of came out as a crossing influence. So we see that there's some big decisions weighing heavily on you in 2023. You're sort of at that fork in the road. I feel like you're going to choose to, go on a route that is not what you would usually have chosen for yourself. We'll see more about what that's about, okay? But I think that you thought that you would leap at something and you do a complete turnaround. You decide to do a 180 and go the other way, all right? It comes surprising. It comes surprising to the people who know you and know about your situation. All right, let's see what's coming up financially for Leo. What's coming up financially for Leo? What is coming in financially for Leo in 2023? Okay, we got another crossing influence, few cards there. You guys got a lot to say. What's coming up in the area of communication for Leo? Okay, camera out. Everything's coming up as crossing influences. Okay, you've got a lot going on. All right. What's coming up in the home life for Leo in 2023? What's coming up in the home life for Leo in 2023? Y'all are like multiple cards for each one. Come on, Leo. I only got an hour to work with here. Okay, what's coming up in earthly pleasures, creativity, romance for Leo in 2023? This is your house, the fifth house. All right. Again, multiple. What's coming up for Leo in terms of work and routine? You all, come on, man. I'm getting rid of this deck. You all are taking up too many cards, man. We're going to go to the super awesome future deck, all right? This came in for Cancer, too. You're the first signs that have utilized this deck. You might be dealing with a Cancer. Somebody has strong Cancer in their chart, okay? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars. You could be a cusper, could be born on the Cancer Leo cusp. All right, this is coming in. All right, let's see here. Okay. Where were we at? Where were we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh, interesting how that got kind of got rerouted there. Okay. What's coming up in the area of partnerships, love, romance for Leo in 2023? What's coming up in the area of marriage? Okay. That kind of fell over these opening middle cards here in the areas of finances and communications. So there might be some important negotiation or communication that needs to happen in terms of a marriage or partnership, a serious committed relationship in 2023. That coming in here. What's coming up in the area of sex, occult, death, transformation? Okay. Oh, okay. Very interesting. You're having some similar cards pop up, in fact, in the same house as Cancer. So there is either a Leo Cancer cusper that is really going to resonate with that message. If so, you should check out the Cancer read, and it's already been posted. Okay. Or you're dealing with a Cancer, you may still benefit from checking out the Cancer read. I'm going to point you in that direction because you both got the same card in the same position. All right. Coming up very strongly there. Let's check out travel, expansion, spirituality for Leo in 2023. Let's check out travel, expansion, spirituality for Leo in 2023. Check out travel, expansion, spirituality for Leo in 2023. Travel, expansion, spirituality in 2023. Travel, expansion, spirituality for Leo. Woo, woo, woo. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Look at PR, career, image, and brand for Leo in 2023. Okay. Alrighty there. Let's look at friends and community for Leo in 2023. Friends and community for Leo in 2023. Friends and community. All right. Okay. That's a good sign. And karma, the blind spot, the work to be done, the hidden enemies, and what's needing evolution for Leo in 2023. Karma, the blind spot. All right. All right. Let's dive in. Let's check it out. Let's see what's going on, Leo. So we're starting out with you, okay? And this is where you're at. And this came up as a crossing influence. We see that there was somebody. I got two different stories on this, okay? This is kind of leading you up to how you're entering 2023 and what's really going to be on the forefront of your mind this year, something very front and center for you. We see that there was some offer that was made to you, okay? Could have been from an earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could be any strong placement in the chart. This person gave you some kind of offer and you really believed in this offer. You believed in this offer. It did come through a maturation process. And in other words, we see that the promise, is fulfilled. This person leveled up. Just had an interruption in the feed there. It was really brief, but there's blocking energy around this message, okay? They made an offer and they made good on their offer. They fulfilled their end of the bargain. But there's this piece here about a third party element caused an inability for you to actually accept this offer. All right. This could also be related to finances. It could be some kind of financial investment or some kind of job opportunity, some kind of promise for financial growth was earmarked for you. But because of the interference of a third party element, this could be because of a drinking problem. Maybe somebody lost out on an opportunity because they're partying too hard. This caused them to lose out on taking advantage of what was put on the table. I do see that this was a real offer. This was a genuine offer that was being made. And there was some kind of disruption that prevented you being able to take this opportunity or to connect with this person. And this led to disappointment. But there's something that you're distracting yourself from because you keep looking back at this. This is like a source of disappointment for you. You still feel a lot of grief about this. You keep thinking about what went wrong. You actually may have started to doubt that this person would deliver on what they said that they would promise. And because you doubted, you ended up complicating things by bringing another person into the mix. You brought in another relationship. So when this person approached you, you're now in a third party situation. So you know that in order to take this opportunity, this romantic opportunity, somebody has to go. There's a lot of like heaviness around this. There's a lot of emotional grief around this. Somehow a third party element is creating interruption in this situation. Now, this could be another lover. This could be some kind of interfering element in the form of an addiction or an unhealthy pattern of behavior. It could be related to a meddling friend or a relative, something along these lines. And it can come from either side. It can be you having to transform a behavior that has had you repeatedly like turning away a good thing because you're too scared to take it on. These pieces coming in, but there's something that you and a lot of regret around it, a lot of regret. And again, could be related to an earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, any strong placement in the chart. There is still some opportunity here there for you to have love, but you're not like looking in the right direction. You keep looking back to the past, and that's not where your opportunity for love is. It's in you turning around and moving towards the future. Like maybe you're kind of like flogging a dead horse. I just got this. Like you just won't let something go. You have to keep telling somebody how much they disappointed you. For some, you feel like this person said they were going to do this and they didn't follow through, and you want to punish this person because maybe they did level up, maybe they did level up, but by the time they leveled up, you know, you feel like they didn't choose you. They ended up going in another direction and you're disappointed about that. Unfortunately, we can't control people's choices. And that could be very disappointing. You may feel like somebody else is getting this offer that you wanted from this person, and you don't feel that's fair. There's some peace here, though. There's many, obviously, multiple stories coming in here. You'll know by leaning into your intuition, which applies to you. Again, this could very well have to do with a business opportunity too, something that you really thought was going to be something to celebrate. Maybe you really thought, for sure, this is going to come through for me. It went to somebody else. That's the third party that interrupted. What you're not seeing, though, in a case where it applies to business, there's another opportunity for you. Okay. There's going to be multiple opportunities for you. This is not the end all be all. If it didn't work out, you got to just trust that it didn't work out and turn around, and put your attention on the future so you can see what is coming in for you. So this is like really in your energy field as you enter 2023, and kind of what you're going to be grappling with, grappling with. It's going to be at the forefront of your consciousness. Let's see about the bag, another area where you're trying to make some decisions, crossing influence here. You could have been dealing with a Virgo because we do have the Hermit card showing up here. All right, we got Judgment. Judgment can often have to do with kind of like the dead coming to life again. It can be like revisiting a situation. The past comes back around the bend. This could be somebody that created a lot of arguments, in your situation. Maybe they got in the way of your work. Maybe you lost out on an opportunity because you were dealing with a Virgo, somebody from your past. You were feeling a lot of disruption in your life. Maybe this created conflict in your life, some kind of upheaval in your life that sort of made it so you couldn't be very effective in your work. You got distracted. You started missing a lot of work. You were calling out a lot, kind of mental health days. This could also be that somebody, has come back around the bend and you haven't heard from this person for a long time. They've been kind of MIA. They come around and there's some kind of dispute over money. Maybe this person owes you money. You're like, it's time to pay the piper with the Judgment here. You're like, pay up. Maybe you're trying to kind of get your money back from this person. Maybe you helped them out financially at one point. They promised to pay you back. They went into hiding. They went ghost on you. This comes back around the bend. You might actually decide to take legal action on this. Some of you might be just tired of hearing it. Some of you are finding that you don't want to work with people anymore, like groups of people. You're wanting to do your own thing. I think that you try to like bring somebody into the financial picture, some kind of like business arrangement, somebody you dealt with in the past, you thought it was going to be a positive thing, just total clashing of wills. You might have for a while gone off on your own to pursue your own business and then kind of got sucked back into this dynamic of, working with others. And it was just all this drama on the workplace. You're like, why did I go back and revisit this? I think it's okay. I think you're meant to go your own way. This is what's really rewarding for you. If you're considering any kind of financial ventures that you want to be successful, metaphysics is an area, anything related to like metaphysics, personal growth, spiritual growth, yoga. Some of you are considering becoming yoga teachers, or you want to bring certain mindfulness practices into your work, or you want to create meditation tracks, something like this. There's something about this, okay? There's something about this that is really, really positive for you. Something about this that's really positive if you head in this direction, but it's really about doing your own thing, your own way, and not inviting in this conflict that comes when you got too many people with their fingers in the pie as far as divvying up assets or divvying up whose ideas get to take center stage. I feel like there's been combativeness because you have certain vision related to generating finances. You also know your worth, your value. This might be like you made some decisions to kind of like go with what felt right to you. And you had to look internally about what you deserve, what you feel your worth, your value in this regard. And you decided you needed to raise your rates for your services. You had some people were, combative about that. They had a problem with it. Well, there will be others who will see your value and they'll be willing to pay it. Sometimes you have to trust where you're being led. You have to trust your judgment. Whatever judgment is being made in the area of finances, something will be resolved, but there might be a bit of a battle or struggle and internal conflict around it first. I also feel like there might be a conflict related to finances. It might be something coming around from the past that needs to be addressed. You thought you could sweep it under the rug. You can't. Um, yeah, you might have been trying to duck out from paying something. You're not going to be able to. There's something that needs to be hammered out on this level. Okay, so see this all coming in 2023 for the finances. Okay, in the area of communication, again, another crossing influence. We have the Six of Cups. So there's this past influence again. I believe there's somebody that you feel like a soulmate connection with. This doesn't have to be a lover. This can be a friend. This can be somebody that is like a mentor to you, or you meet somebody, you feel this soul connection. They're a significant person on your path. You feel like you've known this person before. You may feel like you've had a past life with this person. There's just that kind of that knowing, that inner soul knowing. I think that there's some important communication that you're needing to have with somebody from your past. There's some kind of healing that needs to happen here. I do see that there will be some kind of communication happening. There will be a reconnection here where you'll get to say the things that have been on your heart that you haven't had an opportunity to say. Some of you are having communication with a parent that was absent, most of your life. And some of you are getting connected with them for the first time. You're meeting your biological parent, and there's some kind of healing that comes through this. You understand yourself more. There's some kind of beautiful healing that comes through this communication, but there's a past link here. And certainly I do feel like there's old love energy here, something that you're revisiting. Could be with like a high school sweetheart. Some kind of healing communication happens here, and it's really beautiful, and that occurs in 2023. Now, in the area of home, there is a lot of worry here for you. We have the Five of Pentacles, okay, to the Emperor, to the Ace of Cups, to the Nine of Swords. All right, this is quite a picture here. So you feel like somebody is kind of like shut you out. This may have been somebody that you were hoping for a new beginning with romantically. Maybe there seemed like there was some kind of opportunity for fulfillment here. Emperor is very strong, Aries and Taurus card, okay? But it can be any strong masculine energy. This is somebody who, he is coming in upright. So this is somebody who makes sound decisions, they're not wielding their power in an out of balance way. They're trying to think of what is the best for all involved. Like, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Like, the emperor has a lot of responsibility. And the emperor looks at long range, what's for the best. There is this situation here where you feel like a new beginning has been cut off. I see you feel like a lot of stress about this. You may have even found that you had disrupted sleep around this. There's something really worrying you about this situation. You feel a lot of anxiety. It could be that communication has been cut off with this person. So you don't know what's going on in this situation. You're trying to trust, but you have some kind of anxiety around this. There's some kind of anxiety. And there's this need for you to really like stop putting so much focus on this person. This could be somebody you were connected with in the past. There's a need for you to really pour your energy into yourself at this time, to let go, give it over to spirit. Let spirit create any kind of healing that needs to happen here. Trust that what's meant for you can't be, diverted from you. So you just have to let go and allow things to flow as they're naturally supposed to be. I feel like you're needing a lot of healing right now. Water would be very good for you. Taking baths is like a good medicine for you. Taking lots of spiritual cleansing baths, 2 cups of Epsom salt or sea salt to 2 cups of baking soda. And from there, add whatever herbs, add whatever infusions, add whatever crystals or flowers you want to bring into the mix, any kind of paired intentional ritual you want to bring in with your baths, like lighting a 7-day candle or working with the Psalms as you bathe and dunk your head under the water just to like cleanse the energy away. I feel like you need a lot of cleansing. It would also be good for you to spend time near a body of water, give it over to the water. You know, water can teach us so much about going with the flow. There's a need to relinquish control or have everything figured out in this situation. You might have also been promised that somebody was going to invest in you. You're not seeing it come through. They might have also promised you some money. You're not seeing that money. It's holding you back from what you want to pour your energy into to create for yourself. I see that this is really something that's at the forefront for you. And it's affecting your home life. It's affecting your home life. Maybe you've been involved with somebody and you've been wanting to take the next step in your relationship, want to go and see that home. They know all about where you live. You don't know anything about where they live. They kept you in the dark about this. They haven't invited you. So there's a lot you don't understand about what's really going on in their home. All these pieces like coming up, but there's something here that's causing you trouble. And I think that it's affecting your home too. It's affecting your home. We did have that 5 of Cups come in. That's third party dynamic. It could be that you're in a committed relationship. You live with this person. You've been pursuing a new beginning with somebody, you know, outside of your commitment. And this person's finding out, they kick you out. You know, this is another way you can look at this. But there's definitely some disruption, some emotional upset being caused by something in the home in relation to, you know, a man who, you know, controls the way things go. This is somebody who they're the ones who have control of the finances. It looks like, you know, there's a reliance on this person's stability. All right. There's something happening here that you're very concerned about, and this is very much for it. For those of you who live with your father, you know, this is something. There could be some issues coming up with your dad that's sort of making you feel like you're not on the same page, and you need to go out and get your own place. You know, maybe you're worried about how you're going to be able to handle that financially. I see something comes through for you. You get what you need. You're being supported in, you know, aligning with what's true for you, what feels right for you. Okay. So there's a few different ways that can play out that is coming in there. Next, we're looking at earthly pleasures, romance, creativity. This is your house, Leo. Yeah, something definitely did not work out in a love relationship. You may have even tried to do a U-turn. You tried to reach out to somebody only to find that they blocked you. You no longer have access to them. I say this because there's an 8 of Cups in reverse, okay? This is you at one point walked away from this because you knew that it wasn't in alignment with your integrity, all right? 8 of Cups is always about moving away from something because you're ready for something more. You're ready to align with the path of heart. So there was something you walked away from in the past that you felt like, this is in alignment with my truth. This isn't right for me. And I need to go where my heart is leading me. I'm ready for something more. So this is like a difficult decision, right? Because you've invested like so much time and energy into this person, but you know, you just can't make it be what it's not, no matter how much you wish it to be so. So you walked away from it, but you're having a hell of a hard time letting this go. I just think it's blocked message. There's like an interruption in my feed. I don't know if it'll catch it on that end because they make up for delays with these recordings pretty well. But you know, this is like too much control in this situation. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. You may be trying to like revive this thing. We see a tower fell. That means something false came down, but you're not letting it go. With the tower in reverse, this is a complete unwillingness to look at the reality of the situation. This is telling yourself a story that's not true. And it's keeping you stuck because you're stuck on this thing that this tower, it already fell. Already was a walking away, but there's this denial. It feels like a denial, a refusal to accept it, or hoping that it will like somehow magically resuscitate. It's just not so. We got the Page of Cups in reverse. And that's why I feel like there was an emotional reaching out. And, pick what side you're on. This is either somebody who can't let go of you, who refuses to see that things have come to an end, that was so disillusioned by the dishonesty and lies that were exposed that they're having a hard time releasing this thing. And somebody reached out in this situation or will in 2023, since this is a predictive read. Somebody is going to reach out and try to make an emotional offer, but it's one of these things that just feels like too little too late. And so you got to pick what side you're on. If you're having a hard time letting go of an ex, then you know that this very well could be you. Okay. There's been too much of this. It's been pulled too many times. So the emotional communication comes off manipulative. It doesn't go anywhere. There's really a need to remember the lessons that you learned the last time. It may seem pleasurable, on the surface. It may seem like a good time. That's about all it is a good time. All right. Maybe you thought this thing was deeper. Maybe you thought it would lead to something deeper. It wasn't. It was just for fun. It was good for a weekend, it's good for like a little pleasure trip away. But it wasn't meant to be this like end all be all. Maybe there's some difficulty around kind of processing that's coming up for you. I feel like this disrupted a lot of things for you. I feel like you've been having a hard time just kind of feeling connected to the pleasure in life again because you wrapped up so much of your hopes in this person. This is a real disappointment for you. It's almost like you can't believe it. It's like the mask came off. It's kind of like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde energy. And so that's kind of made you question everything. You might be feeling really tentative if you're single, if you're recently single after dealing with a situation like this. You might be really tentative about even getting out there again and exploring connections with people. I think maybe it might be good to do a little like getaway just for yourself. Take yourself on some kind of like nature retreat so you can do some healing work, have some time for yourself, be gentle for yourself with yourself, and maybe do some exploring as you're working to release this thing. Maybe express it creatively, like use your creative energy to help process what you went through with this person. There might be something you can pull out of it yet, maybe it leads to some of your best work you've ever done, some of your best writing, some of your best music, some of your best art. You just never know why we go through the experiences we go through. Sometimes they seem senseless. We don't understand why we got put through something. And then down the road, we recognize like, oh, I get it. Like if that wouldn't have happened, it wouldn't have allowed me to pull this out of me. Like this changed my life. So I would say be open to the letting go process. Be open to the letting go process. I do see too, like this person could come your way and it's like super shocking after what went down that they would even try to approach you again. Is another way this comes in. Could be water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I mean, it is your energy. It is your energy, right? No, we're on Leo. You might be dealing with a Cancer. That's cross watcher energy coming in. And the kiss up came in Cancer's read, okay? Oh, This is some sneaky shit here, okay? You may feel like there's something fishy here about what this person is going to communicate to you. You might not trust it. You might want to believe them, though. With these in reverse, I feel like somebody's going to be trying to clear something up with you, but you're doubting their story, but you really want to believe them. Interesting things coming up here. But I do think there's this need for you to rediscover pleasure for yourself again, and maybe get out there and take your mind off what's going on with this other person and enjoy yourself. Like have some fun, or maybe just some peaceful time if you don't feel like doing anything lively. If you need to, kind of rediscover your light and call it and go on some kind of healing, you'll feel better. You'll know that you're worth so much more than that. And then once you unload this, like you'll be able to get back to the good stuff in life, not being so like tied up in knots over this situation with this person. It's a lot, right? When somebody rocks your trust, it's a lot to rediscover the trust in yourself, but you can do it. Okay, you can do it. It's just going to take some time. It's going to take some time to bounce back. And I think the hardest thing is you realize like the ways that you ignored what your own guidance, your own intuition was telling you. And so, you kind of talked yourself into going there, knowing that it wasn't going to be what you wanted it to be, but you wanted to believe the pretty lies. You thought it would be a pleasure, and it ended up being a curse. You know what I'm saying? So, but you got to forgive yourself, because that's just the way it goes sometimes. And it takes time to integrate an experience like this, but something will come out of it. Like, I really encourage you, dive into your creativity, use it as fuel for your creativity, and you'll have some of your most brilliant work come forward, right? Let's look at your work and routine. Okay. Oh my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Okay, you got a lot going on here. All right, I feel like you need to make a choice in a situation. There's some kind of opportunity coming in for you in relation to your work. All right. It has all the makings of success for you. It's that thing you've been waiting to come in. All right. It's like your ship's coming in. But this puts you in kind of an interesting position with the lovers here. It requires that you make a choice. All right. Lovers is not always about a relationship. We are looking at the work routine area of your life here. This could disrupt potentially a relationship. You might have to travel to take this opportunity. This opportunity might be in another state, another area. It needs to leave somebody that you've been involved with behind, or go into more of a long distance relationship dynamic. Maybe you have been in some kind of business with your partner, your person, and you kind of want to do things on your own. You got a brilliant opportunity to strike out on your own. So it means you kind of having to break away from this. You feel a little guilty about it, I think. I think you feel a little bit, there's kind of two pieces coming in here. Either you feel guilty for taking this opportunity with the Five of Swords because you feel like you're sort of screwing somebody over in order to take this opportunity, or you're wondering if you can really trust this opportunity because this person has screwed you over in the past. It could be in relation to a lover from the past. We do have these themes coming up for you. Maybe they come back around, they're bringing you some opportunity to expand your work. They also bring some interest into your routine. You're intrigued by this, but you have some doubt to trust this opportunity. I think you're gonna like put it on pause for a minute. You're gonna like sink in, feel out if it's right for you. Okay, with the Four of Swords here. I think you're taking some space to really sink into this decision when it comes forward for you. You're not just going to go for it because it sounds good. You know that this is a really important choice and it's going to have long-term ramifications. I do see you going forward with it though. This may be a teaming up of air and fire. Okay, so air sign collective, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. fire sign collective, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, we got some action being taken. I think you will decide to charge forward with this, all right, with the Knight of Swords. You're going to sign on for it. I think you've been waiting for this to happen. You feel really ready to just like take it by storm. I think it's an opportunity for you to really have a platform for what you do instead of having to like share the attention, the accolades, the fruits of your labor with like a group of people. So those of you who have been working in more kind of group situations or where you've been employed by an employer, I think you may be making an important choice about striking out in a new direction. I see this really being your energy though, and it is coming in with the sun. Okay, so for those of you women out there, you're going to really be stepping into your masculine. You are going to be ready to shine. You're going to be ready to put your best foot forward. You're going to take the action you need to take to give yourself your own platform. I see you really stepping into your power in this regard. You're definitely going to be leveling up. You're going to get some kind of major success and attention on it. Some of you are really heading into a more public position where, you know, your face is out there. It might be something connected to media or some kind of work you're doing online or something that just in some way puts you center stage. I think you're really going to be in your element with this. It brings you a lot of happiness and success. I also feel like, you know, there's that creativity piece there that we brought in, and this thing is your baby, okay? Something really beautiful coming forward from that. All right. Really good there. So look for a routine shakeup, but in the best way. It's like you're breaking away from routine and you're heading in a direction that excites you and inspires you more, and it brings you big time success. All right. Looking in the area of partnerships, love relationships, you're dealing with somebody from the past. We got the zombies here. So somebody is coming back from the dead, right? You thought this thing was done and dusted. You thought you buried this, and it is coming back to haunt you. Some of you, this coming in, some of you did some kind of working, might have been at a graveyard. You might have done this. You might have done this on the dark moon, or maybe you did this during the series of lunar eclipses. You were hoping for some kind of rebirth in a situation with this bat energy here, bat being very significant. You buried something. You buried something. You were working with graveyard dirt. Man, this thing is going to come back to haunt you. If you did any kind of working like this, you're going to wish you had. I don't think you're ready for what's going to come forward. It's like this person ricochets back around, and with it comes all of the shadow shit that you thought you would address for you to integrate again. I don't know, man. Somebody did some working like that, and that's going to backfire. This could also be somebody did some workings on you if you run with people like that. I have to bring this in BroadCoven, okay? Maybe somebody did some kind of working on you, trying to hold you back in the area of love. You're like, you tried to bury me, coming back, man. Interesting dynamic here. There may have been a lot of people who tried to, like, you know, tried to undo you. Maybe you got a lot of people kind of feeding on your brain. They were feeding your head with all kinds of ideas. You put yourself down for the count, and now you're like, no, I'm back in the game. I'm rising up again. There's something about the past coming back around the bend in terms of committed relationships, love relationships. Do be aware, though, of this shadow aspect. The zombies is not like a positive thing. 4 on the clock when I said that. Your angels coming around you right now. They're trying to remind you of where you've been. Are you sure you want to go back around that bend again? 44:55 on the clock might not turn out the way you're thinking. You might really regret this decision. Sometimes rejection is protection, okay? This is coming through very strongly. So be mindful and notice what's happening to you. Notice how your energy shifts when this past person comes around. You need to understand what the true motivation is here, and understand that it's something coming up that's giving you an opportunity to heal and rise above this old energy. So use your brain. Don't let them feed on it. I think this person is really good about kind of like taking you out of your faculties of acuity. They can kind of cloud your senses. They may have even done some kind of work around that, some kind of mental manipulation, something for you to lack clarity, like blocking the third eye. I am picking up, somebody who works with the occult in relation to this pretty heavily. I recognize not everybody's going to have that story, but there's probably a lot of you that do, with this coming in so strongly. But I am picking up like a past connection comes back around as an opportunity to like lay this thing to rest once and for all. This is probably so you can move forward in a true love relationship, somebody who really can show up for you. And it's interesting because that person may be a Cancer. They may have Cancer strongly aspect in their chart. If you're a cusper, maybe you can best show up for you. All right. But I say that because it feeds into the next section about death and transformation. How fitting to have death, transformation showing up right after the zombies, right? The transformation that comes through. It's like, what you've been through, okay? With these thorns, you have grabbed the thorns, okay? You know about the pain. Now you're ready for the rose, right? You're ready for the rose. You're ready for the beauty. You're ready to have your heart lit on fire. You're looking for something more sacred, something that recognizes the spirit in you. And yes, you want the passion, you want somebody who sees the fire in your eyes, know how to play with it. But devotional, blocking energy here. There's this beautiful love between you. You may have a strong sexual connection, a passion for this person, but the sex, it's like it's more on a spiritual level. This is what's on the other side for you, that true awaken you sexually, but they can also show up, like they're present, they show up, they're in it with you. And I feel like in order for you really to invite this in for yourself, you have to be willing to lay the past to rest. You can't keep leaving old ground because it's not going to allow this in. It's like, yes, don't forget the thorns. Like, remember the painful lessons that you've been through, but love yourself enough to be ready to receive the bloom and to feel like that fire of passion grow inside of you again, and to enter into a loving relationship with somebody that you can have every bit of that, sexual attraction, connection with, even on a higher ground. Like the sex is a spiritual experience. This is what you're looking for. And if you are dealing with a Cancer, you might be exploring Tantra together, okay? But I see you're ready to like go beyond sort of just the sexual connections and what provides the instant gratification, what maybe seemed pleasurable, but it ended up causing so much pain, to actually uniting with somebody on a level where, yeah, we can have the sexual connection, that passion, but there's also a lot of sacredness in our connection. We really respect each other. We love each other. We show up for each other. So this coming in, you're really going through like a spiritual transformation through really integrating your shadow in terms of your history in love relationships. And you're choosing to like level up with this energy. You're ready for something more. So while you struggle with letting this person go, and it is going to be part of your theme, ultimately I see that you will do that. You're ready to rise to that challenge and all the beauty that it offers you. Okay, in the area of travel, expansion, spirituality, we have vigor and rats. Okay, so I see that there's something that doesn't go forward with a trip. Okay. This could be related to some kind of transportation issues. Maybe something happens with a car. It needs repairs. It costs a lot of money. You feel like the mechanic just like takes you to the cleaners, man. You feel ripped off. You don't have enough money to deal with that at this time. For some of you, you're moving, you're moving to a new location. There's a lot that you have to take on, a lot of work to make this happen. It doesn't allow the freedom in your schedule at this time for you to go off on a trip. Um, there's also some piece about when you're on vacation, when you're traveling, especially if you do one of these like group tours, for those of you who do make it on some trip, do be aware of like, if you're staying in hostels and things along these lines, be aware of what's going on with your belongings. You don't want somebody to rip you off, especially if you're in a different country traveling. In general, some of you may be just kind of like too run down to focus on traveling too, with this vigor being here. You might be working really hard. And like I said, you just don't really feel like you have the freedom in your schedule to pursue that. You might feel like your work is so demanding that it's stealing away, these opportunities for you to get away and have a good time. But something feels very much compromised in the area of travel for you, Leo. Um, in the area of your PR, your career, your image, your brand, something is really all mixed up right now. I think you're trying to figure it out. We do see that there are two angry figures in the blender here. Okay, so you might really have some kind of like public dramatic situation between you and another person that somehow has affected your reputation or how people view you. You might be doing some repair work around this. Your schedule may have gotten really demanding in terms of your career. Maybe this caused you to drop the ball on some of your clients, maybe not fulfill orders or get things taken care of as quickly as you promised. This caused some customer service issues. This caused some disruption. You might be dealing with more emotional matters in your life that has you kind of distracted. That's affecting the way that you're showing up, how you're presenting yourself in your career. It's having a negative impact. So with the blender here, I feel like you need to get like the nuts and bolts in place, really look at like your schedule streamlined, get some grounding coming in, kind of nail things down. And where there's been, some negativity in terms of like negative reviews left, or you've had some kind of problems with customer service, anything along these lines, or where you're in arguments with a boss or a higher up, there really is the need to kind of ground the energy out. Don't stir it up. It's time to kind of calm this down, because this can have a real negative effect on your career and how you're viewed. It can affect your image, and image is your calling card, especially if you're pursuing anything in and of yourself. Some of you, are having arguments, with where you've been working, the people where you've been working, and you're going to break free from this. It's a huge disruption, and it causes a lot of upheaval in your life, but it's what you need to do to six here, okay? Align with your purpose. And there might be a little disruption before you find that place where you really belong, but ultimately it's what needs to happen. And coming up next in your area of friends and community, we have the wish, okay? So there's been this piece about wanting to hear from somebody, wanting to connect with somebody from the past, looking back at the past. I do see a map here. Travel could be involved with this. I do see the area of the West Coast over here. There's kind of like some cloud cover there. Maybe you don't feel so happy in the community where you live, might be coming in significantly for somebody who lives on the West Coast, for somebody who lives in California. You might be wanting to go out, explore other areas. You might be wanting to make new friends. You might want to form new community. I do see you're going to get some kind of wish fulfilled. It's related to maybe exploring groups. And you can kind of move this cloud that's always been hanging over you out of the way by heading in a new direction in a new environment. So look for this to come in, that some kind of directional reroute, either in relation to your work or where you want to live, aligns you with a new group of people, and it brings you everything that you wished for. It's a very positive change for you. Okay, you're gonna make a whole brand new community, a whole new social circle you'll be surrounded by. And this is like the thing that makes the difference for you. And then in terms of your karma, it's all about love this year. And look, 3, there's that third party dynamic. And it was 56 on the clock when I said that. 11 energy. All right, this is about you coming into alignment. This is the area of karma, evolution, and hidden enemies. So there's that third party. I do feel there's some kind of divisory element. I feel like it's connected in the past that is like interfering in your connection. This is something you want to be mindful of, because this is your blind spot. All right, the 12th house is your blind spot. It's the work to be done, where you need to evolve things. And I think there's some kind of healing, evolutionary process, leveling up process happening in a love relationship. And I think a lot of this has to do with, looking at this third party dynamic, how it's affected things, and how you want to move forward. What is right for you. I do see there's some kind of healing that comes through this, but there's definitely relationships. Love is your challenging aspect, and where you'll be doing most of your karmic work. I also feel like you'll be dealing with healing a lot of karma within relationship with a particular individual from your past, right? So it is the work to be done. Let's get an overall theme for Leo. All right. To be or not to be, that is the question. Remember, you got a crossroads year. We got the breakup. All right. Look, there's more about a trip, the ship, something being canceled. This might be around a trip. Maybe you were planning on going on a trip with somebody. It was going to be like a renewal in your connection, something along those lines, man. There's something about, something not working out with a trip here. It could be related to a breakup. But I feel like you are really wanting to move into calmer water. There's been a lot of drama in this situation. You may have felt like people were only concerned about saving themselves. They kind of let the ship sink, they made sure they had their ass covered. You feel like you got left out in the cold. And this, again, it could have been very much related to third party dynamic, but I see you, here in this sailboat heading off to calmer water. You're leaving this behind. And this could be just a past history that you've had, and you're finally ready to like clear out this old energy once and for all, because you're rising up in that Taurus North node. You've realized your worth, Leo, and you're ready for something more, and you're ready to move into calmer waters where you also get to be, at the helm of your own life. You get to make the decisions. You don't have anybody telling you who you need to be or how you need to be. I don't know why this is coming in, but maybe you felt like you were dealing with somebody really controlling, and you're ready to take the power back. And this involves making a big choice about who do you leave and who do you sail off to. So make wise choices. Don't forget what you had to rise up out of. And I think you'll make the right one.